So that's the cessation of compulsive and involuntary thinking could be described as the essence of spiritual awakening. The cessation of compulsive thinking. Thinking is addictive for most humans. Almost every human, except those that have started to disidentify from thinking, are addicts. And the greatest addiction is the addiction to thinking, not to fruitful thinking, not to creative thinking, not to thinking that actually solves problems, but to thinking that is futile, that is destructive, that instead of solving problems creates problems, thinking that creates anxiety, that creates fear, that creates grievances, that creates regret, that creates all kinds of dysfunctional states, that creates enemies because it's egoic thinking. That is what needs to come to an end. And when that comes to an end, then real thinking, constructive, fruitful, creative thinking can happen. Thinking is an amazing thing. And we haven't even started. We're just beginning to touch on what is possible by using the human mind. A time will come, I don't predict the future very often, but when humans can create through thought. Already, to some extent, you can do that. You can manifest things through thought. Many of you have already done it. It's not an answer to your state of dissatisfaction, because so we need to go. There's something more fundamental than that needs to be done first. That needs to be realized first, and then you can create. But it will no longer be the ego that's creating, but something deeper from within you will be creating through your mind. So a time will come when we won't have factories anymore and all these weird things. We won't need that anymore. We'll create the few things in the material realm that we need. They can just go, there it is. It's not going to be a Rolls Royce or anything like that. But you won't need that. But so the mind is powerful, a powerful creator. As Course in Miracles says, every thought creates form on some level. Thought is creative. But more importantly, is to access the dimension that is deeper than thought. And then thought can be in the service of universal intelligence. And then you are the intermediary. You are that through which universal intelligence creates. Your mind is that through which universal intelligence creates. So this is why, although there are books like The Secret and so on, there's a lot of good things in those books, but what they sometimes neglect is to showing the absolute importance of the foundation, which is prior to manifesting through your mind. The foundation is finding the fulfillment of the essence of who you are and the fulfillment of your life, not by projecting, by thinking, when I achieve this, I will be fulfilled. Because no matter what you create, if you haven't gone, and your ability to create is limited anyway, but yes, you can create as an ego too, although the ability is limited. You have enough ability to create havoc on the planet. So, what sometimes these books fail to mention is to put the emphasis on the fact that nothing that you manifest or create in this world is going to satisfy you for long, unless you have accessed the essence of who you are, unless you have realized the essence of who you are beyond the person. That comes first. That is the foundation. This is why I don't speak too much about how to manifest things. This will come by itself. So the cessation of thinking is something that you need to invite into your life, not by suppressing thinking, but by letting go of resistance. One of the quickest portals into cessation of thinking is letting go of resistance to the present moment, inner resistance to whatever appears in your consciousness at this moment as whatever, and it changes all the time. One situation, another situation, people, events come into the field of consciousness. And as we mentioned the other day, most humans are in an almost continuous state of not wanting what is, or rather wanting something else that seems to be more important in some future point. And we need to recognize the dysfunction of that state of consciousness. And one of the greatest spiritual practices is what I call to make the present moment your friend. To make the present moment your friend is to say yes internally to whatever arises in this moment.